What if the very thing you love the most, that is your family, will be the very thing that makes you walk away from God? In this very video, I'm about to show you something you've not really thought about when it comes to family. For people like myself who really love our family and probably will love our nuclear family very much, we are very careful about this particular thing I'm going to teach you about, because just a few days ago I heard two men having a conversation. They're both Christians, and the man said to the other man, so let's say man A and man B. So man A said to man B, I love my family so much. I really love my kids and I want the best for them. I'll be willing to do everything for them, including compromising my faith. And that was where I got alarmed. He didn't literally say the statement compromising my faith, but the scenario he was given meant compromising his faith. And I said to myself, so the Bible says in Matthew chapter 10 verse 37, it says that whosoever loves his mother or father more than he loves me is not worthy of me. Now this scripture has been in my head for a couple of times, so I've thought about it. Is God really against family? The answer is certainly no. God is not against family. So what does God want us to know? God wants us to know perspective. Who to place first? God wants us to see perspective and priorities. God is first in the family. That's something you should always think about. In this video, I'm breaking down how to love your family and still put God first. Let's move straight into the video. Hello there, my name is Gabriel Oppong-Mensah. I'm a Christian content creator, mainly focusing on parenting and how to uplift family values, as well as helping young Christian adults heal resentment and build stronger family bonds. Now, if today is the first time you're seeing any video of mine, this is an invite to you to join this wonderful community of striving and God-centered families. On this particular channel, I teach parents how to be godly parents and then have godly children and together have a godly family. If you are interested in this, then subscribe to this channel. If today's your fourth, fifth, sixth time you're watching any video of mine, then you owe me a token. You already know it. Just hit the subscribe button and make sure that you have subscribed to this channel. As well as if you want to be a super fan, then hit the like button. And if you want to be a premium fan, don't forget to comment something that you've learned from this video or something you wish was added to the video. And as soon as you do that, I'll try my possible best to do what I know how. That is teach you, bring you scriptures, bring you prayer topics, and even bring you strategies to help your family become the best family that you want them to become. Let's move straight into the issue of today. So as I was saying earlier, obviously we know that God is not against family. That has never been his purpose. But Jesus Christ made certain emphatic statements in the Bible that really gets a lot of people confused as to what he was trying to say. So there was a man in the Bible who came to Jesus and said, Master, I want to follow you. And he said, okay, then follow me now. And then he said, but I have to go and bury my dad. And then Jesus says straight into his face, let the dead bury the dead. Wait a minute. That's supposed to be the caring, loving Jesus. Why would he say, let it bury the dead and follow me now? And there was another man who came to Jesus. He was very rich. He said to Jesus, I want to follow you. Jesus said, give up everything you have and follow me. And the Bible said he couldn't. He couldn't give everything up. But he said to Jesus, I had obeyed the 10 Commandments. I have been a very zealous, devoted Jew. Can't do that. Can't give up everything. So he couldn't. There's another man who came to Jesus, and Jesus said to him that if any man wants to follow me, he must first hate his mother, hate his father, hate his brother, hate his sister, and even hate his own self. If you cannot do that, then you cannot follow me. So, these statements make us enter into a dilemma where we are like, where is the stance of God in this whole thing? Now, you realize that from the various things I spoke about, all what Jesus was trying to make them understand is, I come first. If anything else comes before me, then it becomes an idol. What's an idol? An idol is anything that you have made that you begin to worship, or anything you are so scared of to give up for God. That is an idol. So if your family becomes an idol, That means you are not willing to give up your family for God. And therefore, that's where the problem is. So let's look at point number 1. God is the source of family. That's what you should understand. God has never been against family. God is actually the source of family. That's why he's called the Father. Jesus said, when you are praying, say this in Matthew chapter 6. Jesus said, say this, our Father who art in heaven. We refer to him as Father because he refers to us as his children. God is not against family. God is the source of family. So we look in the Bible where in Genesis chapter 2 verse 8, where God saw that Adam was not actually living to his full potential because he was alone. So God said I was going to give him a helpmate so that he could be fruitful and multiply. God's intention has always been that there should be a family. So the best you can ever do for your family is to place God at the center. Because if God is the source and we are the resource, that means we originate from him. So if God is not at the center of your family is literally going to collapse. The truth is that it's not because of your teachings or my teachings that's making your family a good family. It's because my teachings and your teachings are gradually bringing God to the center of the family so that the family can be a godly family. Point number 2. Family without God loses their direction. What do I mean by that? So we look at in 1 Samuel chapter 2 and we look at the prophets called Eli. So Eli had 2 sons, Hophni and one other guy. I've forgotten his name. So Eli had 2 sons. Now, he was a priest. The problem for Eli was that Eli was not able to stable his house. He wasn't able to cause his children to live in the way of the Lord. The Bible said that this angered God so much that Eli had to take the punishment, not just for the fact that his children were going wayward, but also he wasn't being a good father. So here's where the balance is. You want to be a good father, but you want your children to also know God. That's where the discipline lies. The standards are set according to biblical principles and not yours. Your experiences are not the standard for your children. The biblical principles and laws are the standards for your household. So if your child is going wayward, you are not punishing him because you are scared of which lines he's going. You are literally punishing him to bring him in the direction of God. Let me make it easier for you to understand. Let's say you had a friend that was blind and he was going to cross the highway, not on the zebra crossing. He was just going to cross the highway. Now, would you say because he has to get to the other side and because he is your friend and because you don't want to remind him that he's blind and because you don't want him to feel like he cannot do anything on himself or because you don't want to kind of emotionally cause any problem, you are going to allow your friend to cross the street when he cannot see where he's going? That is typically a suicide job. Your friend is going to die. So you being a good friend, you walk up to him and stop him from doing it, regardless of how it makes him feel, because of the distraction that awaits him if he crosses it. That's how you have to feel when you're correcting your children. So you have to think about the distraction he's going to face and completely stop him. That is what should come to your mind when you're correcting your children. Point number 3. God first makes your family's love stronger. In Ephesians chapter 5, we don't just learn how children should obey their parents or children should love their parents. We learn how husbands should love their wives, how wives should submit to their husband. The whole book of Ephesians chapter 5 literally teaches you the essence of the family, the roles, and then the hierarchical structure that God has put in place for families to thrive. And we can clearly see that God always comes first. When the child submits himself to God, when the husband submits himself to God, when the wife submits himself to God, then your family loves becomes stronger. When you love God above everything else, he teaches you how to love your spouse, how to love your children. He even teaches the wife how to love you. You see, the secret to your broken family is not you saying that God has been the problem or you necessarily going for therapy. The secret is putting God where he needs to be, on the throne in your family. God is not first, and that's why you guys are struggling. You may love your wife, you may love your children, but if God is not on the throne, if you are the king of the house, then your kingdom is about to be crushed by the King of Kings. You better submit your kingdom to his now. Now, to end the video, I just want you to have this picture in mind. Imagine how beautiful and how wonderful your family will literally be, where you get to a point at which God's opinion in your family matters more than yours and your wife's, all the children. Your family is going to be the best family you've ever seen. That's the transformation moment. Now, I have a task for you. The task is just a simple question, and it is, do you think you've ever placed God beneath your family? Or in another sense, have you placed your family above God? And loving God doesn't just mean what you think. Obviously, if that's what you've been doing all this while, you should have been getting a different result. Loving God is placing the things of God above everything else. Everything that has to do with God comes first before your family. Thank you for watching my video. If this video really helped you, then you will love the series where I make on church and the family, where you could literally start a church in your family. God's intention for your family. So watch that video. Don't forget to like, share, and comment to this video. My name continues to be Oppong-Mensah. See you in my next video. On that note, it's bye for now.